Yeah, this is Point Black. Coming in hard and off the car. Coming with the plume, straight from the barrio. And coming with the heat to the damn street. This is PBNN, Point Black National News. With facts to crack backs, the heat from the street, the flow from the barrio. And the boom bip to their line ass lips. This is PBNN, Point Black National News. The late and the great edition, as we see. You know what I'm saying? Now today we're going to talk a little bit about understanding certain things. Now, when we look at life in itself, there is a lot of things that we must understand. Now, one of the things that I noticed that is not understandable is the fact of those who tell and those who believe, those who seek power to tell and bring forth orders, executive orders, so forth on policies, bills, whatever, putting them on the table and they're coming out in the way they come out. Now, for one to believe I was to tell you right now that the world was going to end, you know what I'm saying, what would you do? Now, most people would take what we call prehensive movement towards, preparing themselves that they may be able to escape through the the apocalyptic type vibe and survive on from there. You know what I'm saying? As to the world as we know it is being destroyed in its fullness. And the first thing you would do is try to make sure that you set up yourself and your family and everything for something like that and believing it in its wholeheartedness. But what if it isn't true and those that are telling you it's true, you know what I'm saying, is using it in many ways to manipulate fear in you and have you moving from the left to the right or moving in whatever ways they want. And this is what they do when you elect these people into power and they bring down policies and these different things that may shape and move different communities, people, countries, and even people's lives in all shapes or form, even those that we do not see the harm being done to them when we don't see them because we may not live in their area of the earth, you know what I'm saying, or in the land in where they live. But we see that when people say something and it's believable, the first thing they have to do is turn around and say that the people who are saying that it's not believable and it's not true and it's this and it's that to be disinformation so that the people do not see the wrong in what they consider to be right. We must start to look at this type of reverse psychology in many ways because in many ways those type of psychologies is what it is that cause people to make mistakes such as what we see is going on in many ways within the people as we see. And this comes from that type of theory where they tell you that the world is going to end or something like that, and you decide and they say, well, you should do this and you should do that, and we're saying that you have to do this or you have to do that, or you should do this and make the move to do it now, and then you jump in a plane and come to find out none of it is true. You know what I'm saying? But by the time that happens, now you are left in a position of fear of when it may happen. So now you're being controlled by that type of fear as well. Meanwhile, you're holding out this and that and the third and hoping that things don't go down that route. It already went that route, and now it's too late to now reverse the psychology of the whole operation in which was set forth based by them telling you something and you believing that it was true or it is true or not true at all. So therefore, this comes from the people who are up above, who have the authority and claiming to be elected by you, but not giving the people the power in order to defend themselves and want to keep them undefenseless. Well, we should say defenseless in its fullness. And at the same time, while they're doing that, they're also manipulating your mind into doing something that you did not really want to do, nor was it necessary for you to do it at all. But by you not examining any of the facts or any of the research or anything, then therefore that is where it led many to be. We must now start to look at this reverse psychology of those who said they come to help, but they didn't come to help. They really came to do something else. So we must start to look at this more better. You know what I'm saying? So this is Point Black saying, you've got to start looking at reverse psychology in many of these political policies, many of these political candidates, and many of these people calling themselves a so-called lawmaker. Remember, the people have the power also in the state, along with the governor as well, and is mentioned aside from the governor as the people as a whole in the Constitution to move forward and take a good look at their government and what may be in there that stinks. You know what I'm saying? So we cannot allow them to just say this and the third and the fourth, and then choose to pick and choose who they want to say saying this and who's to pick on and saying that. Just because you wear a suit and you work up in the White House doesn't make everything you say or do right, correct, and 100% true, because many lies has been told. So now we're moving on from that as we see.